Hey everyone, Nathan Nerdarchy here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. Today we're going to be talking about the question, really important question. Should you kill the players in your game or should you let them live? And with me I have...
I'm Ted.
And I'm Dave.
So, I was going to say, there's a lot of controversy over this topic, and I think particularly with us who've been gaming together for a couple decades, we've seen quite the drastic change in playing styles, or DM styles, if you will, over the years.
Let me say something here. I actually am the one that fielded this topic, and there's a reason for it. I'm actually feeling a little guilt because in one of my recent games, I did not kill two of the players, and they technically should have died.
Oh.
It wasn't like I fudged
Who
rolls.
is this man behind the curtain?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you didn't fudge rolls.
I didn't fudge rolls or anything for them. It was in the story. I felt like the story allowed for me to not kill their characters outright. Because they were on a vision quest, and when they came out of the vision quest, technically those two characters had been petrified and turned to stone by a Gorgon.
So technically they wouldn't be dead, they would just be statues until somebody fixed them.
Right.
So statues in their vision mind.
So technically, it could be a situation where those characters are, quote unquote, put to the side, and you bring in somebody else, or in all intents and purposes, yes, they would be out of the game. They would be killed.
Yeah. They'd be removed from play.
Right.
Although there is the problem of a stoned or drunk gobble knocking over the statues and then actually killing them.
You just gotta keep them away from those guys. Goblin Nerd actually brought this up a while back on Reddit, and he talked about the point of, they discussed the point of killing them, and then if it's PC everybody likes, they're going to try and get them resurrected or raised or in some way. So is raising and resurrection easy to find? Is it difficult to find? If you make it difficult to find, well, is that part of the interest in driving your game, or are you just like, well, here's a side quest to resurrect another guy? So there's if death is just, everybody in the group is like, all right, death's pretty much permanent, don't expect to ever come back, and that is the social contract in a sense of the game, that it's just whenever it happens, and you just got to be prepared for it. But I'm totally cool with killing a character. I haven't in a while, a really long time.
Apparently, Ted's the most recent slayer of.
Yeah, he's the deadliest DM in 5th edition.
In 5th edition, yes, I'm the only one in our current groups who have actually killed a character. And there's two different nuances to what actually happened. Number one, I totally, I saw what the actual challenge mechanic was, and I read it incorrectly. I thought, as a second level party, a few orcs really should not have been a problem.
You didn't realize what badasses orcs are,
and that's what it was. Now, in addition to that, the player did not rush immediately to the character's aid. He did not use or did not have a healer's kit. And on top of that,
our cleric was absent that night too, wasn't he?
The cleric, I don't think he had joined the game yet.
I wasn't in the game yet, right?
But the actual,
stick that on me.
The actual player who was dropped also rolled a natural 1.
Yes.
So there were several pieces of that puzzle to actually have happen.
Ted's like, you can't pin this on me.
No, I accept.
They all came together.
I accept it. There's equal part my blame, or you can lay it all on my shoulders. And to this day, the player literally is like, well, I don't feel like making a whole new character. Can I just modify this dude and say I'm his brother? No problem. He got back into the action very quickly.
Very makes a lot of sense why they're very similar.
Right.
Now, you didn't try to kill him.
I was not out for blood, and when I DM, I'm not out for blood. I feel it's my job to put forth an entertaining story, and it was my novice at 5th edition, and that's what led.
I feel the exact same way, despite what my players say.
And I would say I like the risk. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I like the risk-reward mechanism of cheating death. And I've never killed anybody in 5th edition, but that's not for lack of trying. I throw Nothics at first level party people, and they recently fought an undead treant and won. with a cabal of necromancers. I'm really actually surprised that no one died. But you know, they're really good with tactics, and I think that really, and the way 5th edition spells and stuff, you know, they did a good job. But I had a character.
They did a good job. I'll just try harder next time.
I kicked a rogue off of a. I downed a rogue, kicked her off of a cliff, and she had to use her inspiration to not fail that 3rd save. Which I don't even know if you can do, but I allowed her to do it.
Oh, well, absolutely. You know, I think it's any role that you
okay, well, yeah, I let her do it. So it's a good thing she's lucky and has had inspiration that day. So, I mean, there's been a few times where I've been like, wow, I've really almost killed these people. And some times where I'm surprised I didn't do anything to them. So it's really in 5th edition with low levels. Sometimes you're just like, sorry guys, I really didn't need to murder everybody.
So getting back to the question of should you, over the years, you know, we've talked about this in other videos. Yourself and the other DM who were our core DMs back in the day, you felt that there was a literal battle line drawn at that DM screen, and that it was you versus us. And
I think that's more of your interpretation of how I felt.
As you were running screaming into the woods and getting kicked by giants and.
You and our other DM have told us, you know, that I'm out for blood. You know, it's my job to kill you. So you've literally said it.
Well, you know, you got to let the players know you're serious.
So, however you want to justify things now.
All that death roll chanting.
Because let's face it, as the DM, if I really want to kill characters, it's not really that hard.
No.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, okay, Red Dragon.
I think
but we're 3rd level. It's not my problem.
Look, random.
I randomly picked that monster.
0000, man. What else are you supposed to fight at 3rd level? Yeah, so I would say that while it might seem like that was the case, you know, I think the best type of DMing is when a character gets off and everyone seems gets offed and everyone seems to be okay with it. Like, I think because it made sense in the story that it happened. Mm-hmm. Not like, oh, you know, I've really got to figure out how to save you. Well, if you got to figure out how to save them, don't ever actually say that. Like with Dave, where you were saying, like, you let us know later, like, oh, yeah, they were probably dead, but I, you know, changed a little bit since they were on a vision quest. Extenuating circumstances that you could alter. So
they knew they failed the saves. They know they literally turned to stone.
Yeah. In the vision quest.
In the vision quest. I just didn't make it stick in the real world.
Yeah. And, I mean, that's a reasonable expectation to not actually die on your vision quest when it's not actually a physical body. But at the same time, you could be like, this is very dangerous. You know, chumps don't go on it. Because some people just don't come back.
There could have been a situation where, like they were trapped in the mind. And they'd have to do something or whatever have you. There's different options that could have been done there. And it could have been, you know, literally, all right, you know, you guys are comatose because your mental body didn't make it out.
Yeah, if they were actually astrally traveling or something, you can get hurt.
So I mean, there's different options that you could go, and I'm incredibly thankful that you didn't destroy our characters.
Yeah.
You know, I feel, you know, going back to what I was saying, like, I think the DM is supposed to challenge the players so that they don't feel like it's a walk in the park. You know, if every adventure you walk through and you don't feel like, oh, well, I'm challenged by this situation, then it's not any fun. You know, you're just kind of going through the motions. You know, but at the same time, you know, you want to have that as you were saying, that risk reward. You know, if you're not challenged, if you're not pushed to the edge, if you don't occasionally drop a player, you know, then it's not as much fun. But am I out for blood? Am I trying to kill characters? Never. Am I willing to let the dice roll and you know, if I drop a player and the party doesn't put it back together, well, that's part of the game.
Well, yeah, I guess another thing too should be like the wording isn't actually should I kill players. Should you kill players in your game? It's should you let the players die in your game? And you know, to that effect, yeah, absolutely. Like, you're playing in this game that's supposed to be, or you're playing in you're just living in this world that is supposed to be dangerous, and it's not very dangerous if no one can ever die.
Right. And if you're playing with a typical, you know, party composition, 5th edition has the earliest level that a cleric has the ability to bring someone back, and with the spell slot situation, okay, all I have to do is prepare one single cure wounds, and I can access to whatever healing I want to do. You put one of your 3rd level spots in Revivify, and keep a 300 gold piece gem on you, and you're golden.
It's expensive, but it gets the job done.
But if you're looking for that that safety zone, that's where it's at.
Yeah, this is in some ways it's a much more lethal edition. In other ways, it's much harder to die.
Yeah, I think.
I've seen both arguments, talked about in different forms,
right,
and whatnot.
So you've got that balance, that seesaw, that it's weighed. With the one on with a crit fail on a death save versus what a cleric can do. It's
I think we've seen
balanced.
a couple of those, and we've yet to see a crit success.
Yeah.
No, we have.
Oh, we have.
Mm-hmm. It's happened at least once. I think we've actually seen 2 ones on a failed save.
Yeah, on the foul side. I know. I just don't remember the crit success. So, like with 5th edition, like I feel obligated to drop players. Like I feel like that's how you up the threat level and make them feel like this game is dangerous.
Right.
It's not about just expending their hit points, because it's so easy to get hit points back in this edition. It's really all about dropping a character and make them make the death saves. And that's how I like to up the threat level in this edition. If I'm not dropping characters in a game session, I just don't feel right.
Well, I think the lesson to take away is always carry a healer's kit, because it's one use is an automatic stabilize. So if everybody's got their own healer's kit, boom, you're golden.
Yeah,
10
make
uses.
stabilizing characters a priority. You're like, I got 3 rounds to do this. Plenty of time.
No, you don't. You got 2, because they dropped that one once, and they've already got one fail. Boom, they're gone. So.
Or if somebody hits them while they're down.
Right.
Automatic fail crit. So.
Or it's not an automatic fail crit. It's just an automatic fail.
It's an automatic fail, but it's automatic critical damage. So
right.
So if they're weak enough, hit point wise total, you can take them out.
Yeah. So there's like the double-edged threat.
So. And then, of course, always travel with your cleric. So once he gets to 5th level,
like
he can bring you back.
Halfling in a backpack.
Yeah. Whoop! like a Yoda running through the swamp on your back. Pretty much.
So, what do you guys think? How do you run your games? Do you seek blood? Should you allow your players to come back to life? Let us know in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, subscribe. You know the deal.
You can tweet at us at Twitter.
You can also patronize us in a good way at Patreon.
So until next time, stay nerdy.
And there's a reason for it. I'm actually feeling a little guilt, because in one of my recent games, I did not kill 2 of the players, and they technically should have died.
Oh.
It wasn't like I fudged
Who
rolls.
is this man behind the curtain?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you didn't fudge roll.
I didn't fudge rolls or anything for them. It was in the story. I felt like the story allowed for me to not kill their character.
No, in all intents and purposes, yes, they would be out of the game. They would be killed.
Yeah, they'd be removed from play.
Right. So.
Although there is the problem of a stoned or drunk gobble knocking over the statues and then actually killing them.
You just gotta keep them away from those guys. Goblin Nerd actually brought this up a while back on Reddit, and
I was gonna say there's a lot of controversy over this topic, and I think particularly with us who have been gaming together for a couple decades, we've seen quite the drastic change in playing styles, or DM styles, if you will, over the years.
Let me say something here. I actually am the one that fielded this topic outright. Because they were on a vision quest, and when they came out of the vision quest, technically those 2 characters had been petrified and turned to stone by a Gorgon.
So technically they wouldn't be dead, they would just be statues until somebody fixed them.
Right.
So statues in their vision mind.
So technically, it could be a situation where those characters are, quote unquote, put to the side, and you bring in somebody else, or
Hey everyone, Nathan Nerdarchy here from Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. Today we're going to be talking about the question, really important question. Should you kill the players in your game, or should you let them live? And with me I have...
I'm Ted.
And I'm Dave.
So